Good morning, everybody. How are you this morning? Well, it's morning here in New Zealand. My name's Ron Bishop. Some of you will have known me by now and you've been following my blog, and I hope you're enjoying it. To those of you who are coming online for the first time, welcome to Ronnie's blog. At the moment, I talk about lots of things, but at the moment I'm talking about employment law in New Zealand. And I'm running a test case. I was involved with employment law here in a test case, and I'm putting it on YouTube and explaining things, exactly what happened. In 2006, I was a very busy man. I was running 3 businesses. I was running Debtor Communications, which was a debt collection agency. I was running Timaru Tourist Promotions, which is promoting tourism. And I was running a personal self-development program for clients, teaching them self-development skills. And I needed staff to run my debt collection business, so I advertised in a local newspaper. And a lady by the name of Christine Bennett was one of the ones that applied. And she came with good references. She had worked for the National Bank, she had worked for Harvey World Travel and Thomas Cook Travel in the foreign exchange divisions. She'd also worked in the foreign exchange of the National Bank, and she had experience in sales and marketing with Brian Stanford insurance brokers. So I'm going to start the morning by reading you a letter I wrote to Christine Bennett from Timaru. And this is what the letter said. It is with pleasure that I offer you the position of Administration and Marketing Manager with my group of businesses. The businesses you will be working for are Debtor Communications, Timaru Tourist Promotions Limited, Personal Self-Development Programs. Duties. Your duties will consist of office administration, account collections, sales and marketing. Hours. You may work up to 40 hours a week, starting at 25 hours a week until the workload increases. Your hours of work may be flexible, provided they work in with other team members. Remuneration. Your hourly rate of pay will be $15 per hour, paid fortnightly. Holiday and sick pay. The standard allowances as per the Employment Act will apply. Trial period. You'll be given 6 months trial period to settle into your work, of which time your performance will be assessed and your hourly rate reviewed. Responsibility. You'll report directly to myself and be responsible for the training of any junior staff. You have shown real initiative so far, Christine, and we are looking forward to a long association with you. Signed, Ronnie Bishop, General Manager. Over here, we have another letter. Over here we have another letter from Ron and Margaret Bishop, trading as Debtor Communications, and dated the 8th of August 2008. Dear Christine, thank you for your services over the last couple of years. However, we regret to inform you that you have left us no alternative but to dismiss you immediately from our employment. We are dismissing you on the grounds that we have several reasons to believe that you have been dishonest in some of your dealings with us. You have also displayed verbal and physical abuse whenever I have questioned you about these matters. I gave you a written warning, but your attitude towards me has not changed. You have been reluctant to talk to me about any of these matters or discuss your future role with Debtor Communications. Under the circumstances, I feel I can no longer work with you or trust you, so it is best for all parties concerned if you left our employment today. We wish you God's blessings for your future. Ron and Margaret Bishop. That's called dismissal at short notice. So what actually happened? What went wrong between my relationship with Christine and her relationship with me? Well, that's the basis of this test case that I'm running here today, because it went on and on and on. It went on for over 4 years. And I'm going to tell you now what actually happened. Christine had been working for me for about a week, and she came to me and she said, Ron, we need to earn interest on the trust money. We had trust money which we were looking after for our clients. When debtors, we were a debt collection agency, and when debtors paid their debts, it went into a trust account, and then we paid every month, we paid out our clients. And Christine wanted to earn interest on that money. So she said, we should open a bank account which earns interest. And I said, no, we don't need interest. That's not what we do. But anyway, she took no notice of that. She got on to the bank, the National Bank, who she used to work for. She rang them up and she said, we want to open another bank account. I've started a new job and I want to open a bank account with the company I work for. Well, as it turned out, the bloke on the other end of the phone said, oh, that's no trouble, Christine. It's all fixed. We'll open an 08 account and away you go. And she came and told me, she said, well, I've opened this account. And I said, how did you do that? She said, I did it on the phone. And I thought, well, that's strange. I haven't signed any documents. How can someone open a bank account in another person's name without me signing things? But I was busy and I just kept going and I didn't worry about it too much until things started to go wrong. And this is what happened. Christine had come to me and said, Ron, I've got a lot of clients, investment and insurance clients, because I used to work for Brian Stanford Insurance Brokers, and I've got a lot of clients. I would like to retain them if I could. And I said, well, Christine, I have a company, or a trading name called Timaru Finance Brokers. We could set up some agencies with investment companies and insurance companies, and you could sell insurance, and that give us extra income. And if you work hard, you might be able to get a pay rise. I said, I'll leave it to you to try and get some agencies. So away she went, and she went and got an agency with Fidelity Life Insurance. Now, the lady came down from Christchurch to sign up the deal, and I said, well, how are we getting on with the deal? And she said, it's all fixed, it's all signed up. Now, what she didn't tell me, she'd signed it up in her own personal name. She'd used my trading name, Timaru Finance Brokers, and her name trading as Timaru Finance Brokers. And she started selling insurance in my office during my time, and I was paying her $15 an hour. And here she was selling insurance in my office. I was paying her by the hour, and she was getting this commission. And the commission, she told me one day, she said, I want to go on holiday. She'd only been with us about 6 months. She wasn't entitled to any holidays, but I said, oh, well, okay, I'll let you go on holiday for a couple of weeks. So away she went, and then the day before she went, she said, I need some money. And I said, what for? She said, well, I've been selling all this insurance. I've got $5,200 going in your bank account today, and some of it's mine. And I said, what do you mean it's yours? She said, I get commission. And there was no arrangement for me to pay her any commission. As far as I was concerned, she was getting $15 an hour. But anyway, she had to have this money in a hurry because she was going the next day. So she started putting checks under my nose and asking me to sign them. And she said, don't worry, there's over $5,000 in the bank to cover them. I trusted Christine. I didn't think she'd put it across me. And away she went on holiday. Well, when she went away, we discovered something. All the commissions had gone into my bank account, but she'd gone into the bank account that she opened through the National Bank, that 08 account. All the money went in there. And when it went in there, she juggled it all around amongst the different bank accounts. We had 3 bank accounts by then. 3 bank accounts, and she was juggling it all around the different bank accounts. And then taking it out and putting it in her own name, writing out cash checks, all sorts of things. She was signing checks, and she never had signing authority. She was signing the checks. Now, I'm going to show you those checks shortly, but I'm just giving you an overview here of what happened. Here's one of the 6 checks she signed. That's her signature there on the right-hand side. That's mine on the left-hand side. It's made out to cash and it's for $2,000. And she put it under my nose and said, would you sign this? And I said, but you've already signed it. How come you signed it? And she said, oh, I've signed so many checks. She said, I forgot. And she said, this is my commission. So she was going on holiday the next day, and I didn't want to have an argument with her, so I let it go and thought I'll work it out when she comes back. So over here, we see the same check again that's cancelled. The check had been cancelled. Now, I don't know how it got cancelled, but you can see this, the bank stamp there, and it had gone to the bank and was cancelled. Here's another check down here for $855.77, and my signature's not on it, just her signature, and that's also made out to cash. Over here, we have a foreign exchange sale document. And you can see there that she has withdrawn the sum of $2,000 plus brokerage, and it's as per cheque. And the cheque, of course, was this other cheque here that was cancelled. So she'd used the cancelled cheque to withdraw money for foreign exchange. There's another cheque down here for cash, $1,500. Once again, signed by both of us, but I said to her, why have you signed the cheque? She said, I forgot. That's pretty straightforward, isn't it? That would show you that that lady had been dishonest. And that's why, one of the many reasons why I dismissed her. And it went to the Employment Relations Authority. We had a special investigation meeting, and the lady that ran it said Miss Christine was not dishonest. It also went right through to the Employment Court, and the Employment Judge also said in his summing up that Christine was not dishonest. So I'm going to continue now showing you some other things that Christine did where the judge said she was not dishonest. We're looking at a page of Christine's wage book. And down here you'll see that there was a $17 toilet seat being added to her wages without my permission. She just added it onto her wages. She never said to me we needed a toilet seat, but that's what she did. She would just want something, she just added onto her wages. Over here we have some dockets from warehouse stationery. Christina was going into there and picking up warehouse stationery in our name. No permission to do so, but she was doing it. Not only that, Scott Bennett was her son. He went in there and booked up stamps and envelopes, $300 worth of stamps and envelopes. And he was the manager of her wine bar called Barcode. In the last week of Christine's employment with us, she went and booked up a lot of stuff, and I growled at her about it. And stuff we didn't need. Anyway, she went into my office and she took the stuff out of my office and took it home. And I said to her, where's all that stuff? Where's that stationery? She said, I took it home. And she came back with this chart which said, this bit of paper which says $52.30 for stationery. So she kept the stationery. Plus overpayment of wages, $22.80. I don't know what that was all about, hadn't a clue. $6.45 for dishwashing liquid and liquid soap, and apparently she bought that and she added it onto her wages. All this was going on. $2 for some stamps and envelopes, which she took without my permission. And here's a cheque over here for $70.75. So she thought that she could steal this stuff out of my office and then pay for it if she got found out. And that cheque is made out is from Harry Travail also, who was a partner. We're looking at another cheque made out to Christine Bennett, and this is her wages and holiday pay for $632.55. She was given that cheque after the mediation meeting, and she sent it back, saying it wasn't enough, it was $50 short. But she wanted to take a personal grievance claim. And she went on right through the personal grievance claim and spent $40,000 on a lawyer to do it. It sounds like a bit of a fairy tale, doesn't it? I dismissed a woman for dishonesty. I've just shown you some of the dishonest things that she did. There's many more, but I've shown you some. And I've shown it to you because it's just highlighting how wrong the New Zealand employment law is in New Zealand. Judges are wiping things under the carpet. Now let me tell you what I did when I discovered the things that were going wrong. I went to the police, the Timaru police, and I saw a detective called Kevin Burns. And I took my accountant with me as well, by the way. And I said to him, this woman has done some terrible things in my office. He said, oh yes, I know her. She's a white-collar criminal. He said, if you keep her employed, she'll make you lots of money because she's hungry for money. That was his advice. And he did nothing about it. I expected him to go and see her and take a statement from her, but he never did. And I've since found out that the police don't get involved in employment disputes in New Zealand. You can do what you like. You can thieve, you can commit fraud, like Christine did, all that sort of stuff, but you can't be prosecuted. The police will not do anything. They never prosecute anyone in the workplace. After it all blew up, I went back to the police and said, this bloke, where's this fella Kevin Burns? They said, oh, he's left the police force, he doesn't work for us anymore, he's gone out on his own. And I said, well, where is his report? He said, well, he didn't leave a report. You didn't come and see him. And I said, yes, I did. I had my accountant with me. And he never left a report. So I complained, and I said, I want another investigation done. Well, they'd done an investigation all right, but they did it internally. They didn't come and see Christine and take a reference from her. They just did it internally and said, oh, no, there's nothing wrong with it. She was okay. So I wrote to the chief of police. What's his name? Just a minute, I'll get your name for you. Yeah, the commissioner of police is a fellow by the name of Peter Marshall. So I wrote to Peter Marshall. I sent up all the evidence, all the copies of the checks, all the fraudulent stuff that she'd done. And guess what? He never even replied to my mail. I can't get the police to do anything. They just don't want to know about employment law. Well, what did it cost me? $30,000, over $30,000 just in compensation. We had to pay Christine Bennett over $30,000 for wages, holiday pay, unemployment benefit while she's unemployed, personal grievance claim for hurting her feelings and humiliating her. All this stuff, over $30,000, I could not get a solicitor. I'll come back and tell you about that next week, or tomorrow, sorry. I'll come back and tell you about how we could not get a solicitor, and it cost us a fortune. And I am claiming from all those people involved $1 million. How do I arrive at the $1 million? Well, I arrive at it like this. I have a reputation to keep in the community, and my reputation is worth $1 million. I've been 4 years without an income because of what happened, and I'll tell you about that tomorrow when I come back. So in the meantime, have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow.